Benjamin Betts. It's all about the Benjamin Betts, baby. You know what's up? Yes, Benjamin Betts, baby.
We have waited. We have endured. The summer is not kind to us in the football world. We have news, we have rumors, we have trades, we have a little bit of the draft, but alas, Corey, my co-host, it is September.
Oh, baby. I can smell it in the air, Jared. The pigskin, the bratwurst. Dun, 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 dun.
I live for that sound. I told Corey this during the offseason, but he was on a trip and I called him just to play that sound and hang up on him because our draft was later that night. But all of this is today, with the return of football, is the return of Benjamin Betts. And that's what gets me most excited.
I mean, dare we say, is this season 2?
I think this is season 2. Yes. I mean,
yes.
Last year was so much intrigue. There was football. There was NBA runs. There was League of Legends. There was so much. And then we went silent because we're just not baseball people, hockey. And it's just not our game. We got to stick to what we know.
Yeah, I will say I've been dabbling in the WNBA this summer. So, maybe.
Yes,
maybe
we received a lot of applications for your position because of the rumors of that. Yes, happy to say we have plenty of applications.
I've moved on from my WNBA betting career, but it was a good ride while it was happening.
What is it? Bet Vegas, bet New York, and then everything else is just a shot in the dark.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much just those two. Lots of points there. Yeah, shout out to my girl though, Cunningham. I forget. I think she's on the Connecticut Sun. I could be wrong. It might be the Indiana Fever, maybe. She showed up for me a couple times. I always bet the over with her. So, good job, Cunningham.
We won't mention where you're betting because that would upset our primary betting site, FanDuel. So we'll let all that slide and we'll move on to the new year.
Move along.
But today is going to be a really fun episode because if you recall our first episode of our last season, we want to talk about futures, but we're going to jam pack a little bit more into that. We're going to be talking NCAA futures. We're going to be talking NFL futures, and then we are going to go ahead and lay out what we love so much, which is our week 1 bets, which if you recall our format last year, Corey lays out 3 bets. I lay out 3 bets. We combine them all in one giant parlay, which if you do remember last season, we were 0 for 17 on the big parlay, but that's not going to slow me down because all it takes is, we did the math, all it takes is like 1 hit in 3 or 4 seasons and you're up. So I'm all silver linings right now. And then, of course, you've got to pay your mortgage. Everybody's got to pay their mortgage out there. Some of you might be paying a rent. Maybe you're not a homeowner yet. And I think that was a little bias of us this year. Some of you got to pay the landlord. And that's okay, too. We're going to get that paid.
Make your rent. Pay your make the mortgage. Either one. You're living somewhere. I mean, ideally, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably living in some sort of thing. Yeah. So you got to pay for it. Okay.
If you're in an RV paid for by your employer, you still got to get the gas money. So you got to go.
You got to get the gas money from your employer. Totally. I mean, you have a free place to live pretty much. But you could also be really fortunate, Jared. You just own your house, but you know what? You got to pay your property taxes.
You do. You got to pay taxes, utilities.
Utilities.
They're going to get you one way. They're going to get you one way or another.
Throw the money on this, make the mortgage bet. That'll pay for all those things for you. Yeah.
So let's kick it off with what has already kicked off, which is the college football season. We have seen all of week 1. I thought it was a super exciting week. As a member of the media, I do want Coach Prime to know that I do believe. I'm just stating that officially for the record.
We don't want him mad at us.
Yes.
We believe. We
believe. I'm there with you. I'm on the hype train. But I want to start with some futures there. Corey, I know you've been cooking on this for a while. So what are you seeing? What are some interesting bets that you're laying down in futures?
Yeah, for sure. I have one. Our pre-production meeting, Jared, I told you I had 2. I have one right now that I feel extremely solid with, and I think you get tremendous amount of value, despite Coach Prime, because he has a team in this conference. May I be a little biased? Maybe, but I think the Oregon State Beavers at plus 1,200 walk away with the Pac-12 conference
Wow.
championship. The last season of the good old Pac-12, the lone team, well, not the lone team, but them in Washington State still don't have a home. Come on, Oregon State has a lot to offer. And I think they will walk away with the final Pac-12 championship of the season. Plus 1,200, get your money in. I was in a state recently where I could make some of these bets. So I laid down a smooth $20. Nothing crazy, but $20 pays out $260. I like that. I think when I go back to Colorado at Christmas time, I expect to see some money in my account. So Oregon State, give me plus 1,200.
Wow.
I think Notre Dame is a lock for the playoff too. I think their road is just right there for them, and I think they'll be one of the Final Four teams.
I like that. I'll comment on Notre Dame first, and then I want to talk about the very biased Oregon State bet. I do too. Ohio State looks soft, man. Like that. That's the big stumbling block in their schedule, and they looked soft week one. Not as soft as our Baylor Bears, which were like just goopy yogurt soft.
Yeah,
but
I think they forgot the football season started. Did they think that was a scrimmage? Maybe, I don't know what that was.
It was bad. What were we doing? It was bad. It was real bad. But I gotta dish it and take it. But yeah, I agree with Notre Dame. I think I like that Notre Dame bet a lot. The Oregon State bet makes me worried because you just have so much flash right now in the Pac-12. You got Caleb Williams, you got Bo Nix, you've got Coach Prime and his receivers that are also playing cornerback, which is awesome, and I really like that. But like, that's not a fun, easy route. I mean, do they even have to play Utah as well?
Let me read you a little something here. Let me pull something up for you, Jared. Give me 4.5 seconds. Here.
No, you're good. Because does Oregon have to come to Corvallis this year? Like, I want to know what's instigating this bet more than just the Beaver love that you have in your heart.
Yeah. So Utah does go to Corvallis. They don't want to play in Corvallis.
Nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to play in Corvallis.
And that is an 8 p.m. game. It's going to be gross. Research Stadium. I know you've never been there. I have. It is. No one wants to play there. That's a win against Utah. And then really, and I know they're at Colorado later in the year, and I know Coach Prime, but he's not going to have them psyched up against the Beavers. Like how do you against USC? Oh yeah, he'll have his guys jacked. Oregon State, no, they'll be looking past them. So that's a win. And then yeah, it does come down to the final game of the year. I think we're not allowed to call it the Civil War anymore. It might have changed, but I'm still calling it that. It is in Eugene, but it doesn't really matter because the home field in that series is kind of irrelevant. So I think they run the table, and there's your three teams. Georgia probably being the other one, Notre Dame, Oregon State, and then I don't know, man, roll the dice on that last one. Does Michigan make it? I mean, maybe. Does SEC get two teams in? I don't know.
I think Michigan looked really good. In what's left of the Big 12, I really don't have a whole lot of faith in anything. Everybody's leaving for these other conferences, and we'll see. I mean, I have nothing against Oregon State, so I will be rooting for them. But that's a spicy pick. Notre Dame, I'm there. I think they look good. I think they're better this year. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
You got any national championship contenders? Any below the radar picks right now?
I looked, like I wanted to pick somebody except Georgia. Like I really did. And you just like they're just gonna three-peat this thing. I mean, like it would take a monumental effort by any other team because and they have the luxury, they can lose a game and still be there. So it's like they know that it's in their back pocket. So it's like really they're just playing for the playoff, and I think that's gonna be tough. I think Uya Alongale. I don't need to pronounce DJ better, but Clemson quarterback, Oregon State, maybe they go and upset Georgia in the playoff. I don't know. I mean, who knows? But
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. I mean, like that's always the Georgias and then the Alabamas in the past. It's like put them up against the last place NFL team, and it's probably somewhat close. So I think Georgia probably runs away with it. But I love a good upset.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I'm looking at the rankings right now. If at the end of the year, if you have a undefeated Big 12, or I'm sorry, an undefeated Big 10, let's say that's Michigan, an undefeated ACC, it kills me to say this in a really deep, dark place, but let's say that's Florida State. You have an undefeated Notre Dame, and then you have an undefeated SEC and a one-loss SEC. Are all four undefeateds getting in, no questions asked, and that one-loss SEC team is on the outside looking in?
I would think so. I mean, that's, Florida State's already going to have, if they were the undefeated, they have the LSU game under their belt, so that looks good. I think Notre Dame would have big wins on there, the Ohio State game, some others. And then Michigan, the Big Ten is probably in that SEC category where, like, if you go undefeated, you just make it in. Like, that's just their schedule's that tough.
I agree.
So
you've got two top 10 games for Notre Dame. I'm looking at Duke coming off a big win, is a ranked team now. Clemson is still on that schedule. Like, it's not an easy road, what it feels like this year for Notre Dame. So I like that. A lot of good stuff.
I don't think Florida State makes it through undefeated. I honestly I'd be a little shocked if they did. I know they looked good, and I'll give them that game. Home game though, first half LSU was ahead, and then they just started throwing touchdown or stringing touchdown drives. Yeah. LSU couldn't answer. So it's like, I don't know, man. I know their schedule isn't fantastic. Like, if I pull it up,
it's bad, man. It's Clemson, Duke, only ranked teams on there besides LSU. You would hope Miami would get better and get ranked, but we'll see.
But then you got that last game of the year, and I know you're looking at that thinking, as a Gator fan, what better to ruin their playoff hope?
Listen, I don't think Florida's going to be good, but you talk about where home field advantage matters. Is a little different in the swamp than it is of Gainesville, than it is over in the Panhandle of Tallahassee. Let me tell you that much. They wish that game was at Florida State. Although I will say this summer I walked the campus of Florida State, walked by the football stadium. That is a cool football stadium at Florida State. That giant brick structure in the middle of campus. Man, it must be so fun to go to a game there. And they're kind of good again. They've been on a hiatus, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I can't stand, just can't stand the Seminoles. It's how I was raised.
And we were at University of Tennessee, and even that football stadium is pretty cool. Like, it just kind of in the mountains there. I mean, that's like, I don't know. I was not sure what I was going to imagine when we got there, and I thought, okay, I could see a big football game here. So, I think we went to a basketball game, but I could see a football game.
Yeah, you totally see a football game. That's fun. It's one of the best environments, man. It's a goodie. It's a goodie. Okay, well, we're gonna take a pause here on college football. We're gonna take a little break real quick, Corey. Come back in.
Let's take a quick break. I like it.
Quick break. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna talk more college next week, but we want to get into the NFL, which is our bread and butter. So hang out with us. We'll be right back. All right, I'll bring us back in. All right, back here, Benjamin Betts, Jared, and Corey. And now it's time that we get into the NFL. We've got futures. We've got week 1 bets. You better strap in if you want to make some money, because we got some hot takes. We got some really, really hot takes right here. So let's start with some futures. Corey, I know you said you had a bunch of futures in our pre-show meeting. I have a few. I got a Super Bowl winner and have a very biased AFC East pick, but I'm going to be upfront. So kick us off. What's intriguing to you?
Yeah. Again, I think I'm going to plan a family outing every year to Colorado during Labor Day weekend, because I can just get all these in before the year starts, first weekend of college football. And that worked really well for us. So I think this will be every year. So we have a lot in here. I'll go quick, and you can give me some responses.
Okay.
So, and I'll tell you how much I wagered, just so we can have some transparency on some of these amounts. Again,
are these personal bets or these Benjamin bets?
These are I prepped these for Benjamin bets.
Beautiful.
Now, again, the futures are a little different. We kind of throw some futures out there. The meat of our show is week by week.
Yeah.
So I'll just tell you what we throw. So, Philadelphia Eagles, their win total is set at 11.5. Over or under, you pick over or under, right? If you look at their schedule, we don't want this to be a 3-hour podcast, but I went through it. Besides my beloved Seahawks, that's probably a loss for them. They play Kansas City. That's probably a loss. There is 15 other wins on that schedule, and it's probably not even close. So over 11.5 wins on the Eagles for the season. 12-5, Jared. If I told you, can the Eagles go 12-5?
Easy.
Unless
Come on.
Someone gets hurt,
Yeah.
So we laid a cool $20 down on that. That wins us $40.80. I like that. We got another pick. This one might be a little counter to your fantasy team, but we're gonna say it anyway. The Cleveland Browns, 9.5 is their line. Give me over. Deshaun.
Wow.
I know he likes a good massage, and he was naughty, but this year he full off season of Amari Cooper, Chubby, like the defense will be good. I think Cleveland 10-7. Like, again, just imagine, can they be 10-7? Easy all day in that division. What do you think about that one?
If it was any other team, yes, but Cleveland is just a cursed organization. So I think I think FanDuel was out there and they're and they're searching for big fish with 9.5.
They could have been. I think this next one, they were really fishing for me. I love me some Las Vegas. I go, not a lot of drinking, but a lot of poker playing, a lot of sports betting. Kind of back in the day, old school sports betting. You had to walk up to the ticket counter. There wasn't these apps, Jared. There wasn't these.
They didn't even have electricity.
These kids don't get it. It's super intimidating walking up there sometimes. The Vegas Raiders. I'm gonna play a quick game with you. Name me one wide receiver on the Raiders. Go.
Renfro.
You didn't even name the obvious one. Anyway,
I just always draft Renfro.
Okay, well, I assumed you were going to say Devontae Adams, and then I was going to say, and then any other player, and I was hoping you were going to name one, but so you ruined it. But 6.5 wins. I'm taking under. You played the Chiefs twice, the Chargers, who with a new offensive coordinator should be a little bit more controlled in their games, not like playing Madden out there. And then the Broncos, can they be worse than last year? Like, I don't know. Like, I just think the Raiders are clearly the last place team. 6-11. Let's play the game again. 6-11. That's completely realistic.
Yeah.
So I took the under there. Do you like the under on that one?
I'm good with the under, just as long as Jacobs has another rushing title. I'm great with that. I'm absolutely great with that.
You probably would be very great with that. I'm gonna give you like the what was the movie? Dodgeball. There's probably some lines in there that are a little PC, but like trying to hump a doorknob. You remember that quote?
I do.
That's the NFC North tip for me. You got the Packers, who won't be very good. The Vikings, I think, are taking a step back. We, our families, particularly our wives, we all watch the quarterback documentary on Netflix. Kirk Cousins, cool, whatever, dude. I think they're taking a step back. And I know everyone loves Detroit, but your theory, like Cleveland, it's Detroit. I mean, come on, it's Detroit. So, Jared, give me Chicago. 7.5 wins.
Wow.
7.5 wins for Chicago.
Oh, I thought you were picking them to win the division.
No. I'm not but eight wins. I think they can go 8-9.
I think what are you getting odds on that?
Well, minus 122. So we laid $20 on that. We win 36-39. So
I think Justin Fields takes a big leap. I'm with you.
yeah, I think he can win 8 games by himself. I think that team can do it. Again, the division is so just crappy. Like, you're going to get 3 to 4 wins in the division, so then you just got to get 4 outside of it. So, another one. This one's going to be a little controversial, and I probably will be haunted by the coach of this team in my sleep tonight by saying this. I know it's blasphemy, and I know the man has never done this. But Jared, there is a first.
No, I know where this is going. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself.
Mike Tomlin, I love you, man. This is the year. 8.5 wins is the line for Pittsburgh. They're going under. 8-9 is going to be their record. And Tomlin's streak, he did us good last year when a lot of people bet against him. This year, I can't, man. The Bengals, I do believe in the Browns, will be much better. I just think that division, you got Baltimore, Lamar, you got the Odell and Zay Flower. You got a good team coming back. I think Pittsburgh's the last place team there. And I think 8 wins is where they're going to land. 8-9. I got the under there. That's plus 120.
I will side bet you that they make the playoffs.
Okay. All right. I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet.
Easy. They're easily, I think you could argue they're the second best team in that division right now.
Oh, gosh. No. Oh.
Deshaun, I know we're betting on the Browns, but Deshaun hasn't shown anything. He's got to get more, but I'm not buying Cleveland. I mean, Burrow, he's like getting hurt in the preseason. They're probably the best team. So
he'll be fine.
It's gonna be a 2-3 with Baltimore. You really think Odell and Zay Flowers and these other guys are really gonna fix the passing game in Baltimore? Pittsburgh's going to the playoffs, baby, where they belong.
They're just saying, like, the best play in Madden was just send 4 and then you run with Michael Vick. It's going to be their play. just send Odell, send Zay, send Andrews, send Bateman, and then 10 yards. Lamar.
Oh, man, that's Steelers. If you're not excited about the Steelers offense, that's fine. But the Steelers defense is healthy and they hungry.
Does scare me a little bit, but under Tomlin.
Wow.
Sorry, Tomlin. All right, I got 2 more for you. Okay, 9.5 wins for this team is the line. They play in a tough division, but I mentioned earlier, new coordinator. They're loaded. They always let us down, but this will be the year of changes. Tomlin under 500, and go Chargers, go over 9.5. 10-7 seems so Chargers to me.
Oh, 100%. I love that.
Come on, 10-7, 11-6, and then choke in the playoffs. That is what's going to happen. Go Chargers, go for 9.5 wins. And my final win total, and then I'll give you a couple other things, and then we can move on. This team last year shocked the world. I said they were going to tank, and they should have. And they did not listen to me, but I got sucked in. And they should have just lost every game. But you know what, Jared? 8.5 wins. They're fishing me. They're fishing me. So let's go Seahawks, baby. 8.5 wins. 9-7. 9 and what am I talking about? 9-8. 9-8. Gino to DK, Smith, Lockett, Walker, Charbonnet. We got all the guys. So
I will say that division used to be a powerhouse. Like, you could argue in years past that was the best division in football. But
what happened?
I don't know. Like, the Rams are down. The Niners, I don't think you would debate me. I still think they're the best team in that division. But it's you just Just need Bosa to get a deal. It's fine. It's fine. Not before the game this week, but sure, whatever. Not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Sure, before this game.
Week 2 deal. That'd be just fine. But
oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's just that is a fishing bet, because my only counter to that is like, I think teams are going to be a little more prepared for Geno because he is the real deal. Like, he proved last year that he's got the stuff, and he has the arm. He's still got some of the legs. So maybe they're a little, but that's why that 9 and 8. Yeah. That's, yeah. If I was a Seahawks fan, I would be eating into that too.
9 and 8 all day, 9 and 8. So I'll leave you with my 2 final thoughts. This is going to be, I got offensive rookie of the year, and then I'll give you my Super Bowl champ.
Love
it.
Ready? Lay it on me.
Go Chargers, go! I think Justin Herbert wins the MVP this year.
Wow.
I think it's laid out for him. I think he'll be efficient. He'll have the touchdowns. I think the team will do well. I know I said 10-7. I think they like 13-4. Like, I just think they're gonna choke in the playoffs. But I think Herbert puts it together, has an extremely good season. Because I think you can't give it to Mahomes twice. Who else really shows up? No running backs are gonna win this thing. So Herbert's my MVP. You get plus 900 there. I love the value.
Yeah,
plus 900. My offensive rookie of the year, a tad biased because I'm rolling the dice on my fantasy team with Anthony Richardson, baby. Your Florida Gator. Indianapolis Colts, it's going to be him. That's the team. Like, it's Richardson. It's not even Jonathan Taylor cares to show up. So everything runs through this man, and he will have rushing touchdowns, passing touchdowns. He'll probably have tackles at some point. They may put him in on defense.
It's like if Derrick Henry could throw.
Incredible. Yeah, give me one really good season, please, Anthony Richardson. Plus 800. Like, come on. That felt really good. The offense is going to run through this man. Jacksonville, Houston, give me that team. I'm blanking right now. Who my other team in that division? Jacksonville, Houston,
Titans,
Indianapolis, and the Titans. Come on, man. He wins it.
Okay, I've got.
Okay.
Oh, so Super Bowl. Go ahead, Super. Oh no, let's do Super Bowl together. Let's do Super Bowl together. Let me do my 2 divisional winners, and then let me get out of here, and then we'll both do Super Bowl winners. I look at the AFC East, and it's crowded. It is very crowded right now. I think New England is going to end up at the bottom of the pack. I just don't think they have the offense to get it done. Mac Jones is not that guy. He is not him. And
he is not him.
He is not him. Like, close. Not even close. Okay, then you got to look at the other 3 teams. You got, Hollywood, gone New York with everything on HBO and on whatever channel that's on. I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in the Jets. Like, I'm sorry. So then you come down to the Bills, and then you've got Miami. And if Tua stays healthy, Miami wins the AFC East this year.
Oh, okay. Got a little Dolphin love.
It's going to be close. I'm not saying this is a blowout. I'm thinking like a game. Game. I'm not picking them to go very far in the playoffs. I don't see them as a battle-tested team. I think another team from the AFC East could make the playoffs and make some noise. I'm just saying the Dolphins are going to win the division. That's all I'm going to say.
Sure. Yeah.
I like that.
They have to be the weighing ahead favorite to take the category of, if these 1 or 2 players stay healthy, they win. Like, they are just better than most other teams. Like, there is no backup. Tua, they're done. Even Tyreek goes down. I know they have Waddle, but if they can just stay healthy, yeah, man. They're what is their record with Tua? It's crazy. It's 8-1 or something.
It's very
stupid.
high. But
yeah,
they just handled that so poorly last year. But I don't have the heart to get into that right now. The other place I'm going is to the NFC South.
Oh,
And you and I, we have a little love affair with New Orleans this year.
Come on, baby.
There's some special things happening in New Orleans for you and I.
We going to Nolans. We going to Nolans, baby. June, we're coming.
Yeah, we're coming. Corey and I will be there in June for a little tournament, we'll say.
Yeah.
I love New Orleans to win that division.
Who dat?
The Who Dat Nation. Like, I'm looking around and all I see are washed up quarterbacks or rookies. Like young Atlanta, very young. Carolina, very young. You're gonna tell me that these Oklahoma Sooner quarterbacks are gonna show up in Tampa? Baker. No. Like Derek Carr was licking his lips getting traded to the Saints.
He was.
Saints win that division.
Yeah, I heard that Tampa was, I think, getting removed from the NFL. I think after Brady left, I forget about him. I'm like, oh, there's that other team down there.
It's so funny, man. It's a winning sports town right now in Tampa Bay. Got the Rays cruising into the playoffs. You got all these Lightning championships. You got the recent Tom Brady Super Bowl, but no, man, give that division 3 or 4 years. I think it'll be one of the toughest divisions in the NFL. But this is Derek Carr's chance, man. He's going to the playoffs. He's in the NFC. He will get a shot at the big boys of the NFC. And who knows, man? Like, it just takes one game. But give me the Saints coming out of the NFC South.
That is solid money right there. I love that. I love that. Probably by like 3 games they win that.
Easy. Yeah, I don't think it's close.
Yeah, I don't think it's close. Yeah, I think Carolina and Atlanta are just playing for the draft, and I think Tampa probably. I know they're like used to winning because of Brady, but after about 4 games, they'll realize the same thing. So yeah, they'll just be handing New Orleans wins.
Yeah,
so please. Yeah. I love it.
It's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it. All right, let's Super Bowl it up, and then we need to move pretty quick here through week 1 so we don't have the longest episode in Benjamin Betts history. But who's winning the Super Bowl, Corey?
I think I talked about this team earlier. I think their schedule is fantastic. They will get the bye. They should have probably won the Super Bowl last year, and they just ran out of steam, and they hit up into a all-time quarterback. But I think this team comes out firing this year, and I think they get the job done. I think give me Philly. Give me the Eagles. I think top to bottom, they're still on that Hurts contract that allows them to get better players around everyone. Again, outside of injury, plus 800 is the Eagles. Like, I just can't imagine putting my money in anywhere else. We're recording this, on a Tuesday night here before the season starts. Kelsey just got hurt today. Like, I don't know. He probably will be okay, but I mean, Kansas City, I just don't know. So Eagles plus 800. That's my Super Bowl pick.
I don't think you're ready for what I'm about to say. Because the team I'm about to say, there's no question in my mind they're going to be in the playoffs. And I just think it's going to be a magical little Giants run. And I'm looking at the AFC South. Jacksonville will be in the playoffs, Corey.
Oh my gosh!
There's no question in my mind. Like, I hope Richardson has a good season in Indianapolis. Jim Irsay is a moron and doesn't know how to run a team, so the Colts are screwed. That's number one. The Titans are a joke. They're old. It's like Mount Rushmore here. It's like, yeah, we've got Derrick Henry and Tannehill and we've got a new wide receiver. No. It's.
I mean, Hopkins will have like 20 touchdowns.
He will, but it won't matter. Like, Hopkins' best days are behind him. It was the same thing when we had Jones here. It's like, oh, we got Julio Jones. And I was like, if that's 5 years ago, that's really cool. But Hopkins 5 years ago, that's awesome. Right now, it's like, here's a nice, like, off-ramp into your retirement, come to Tennessee. Nobody is looking at Jacksonville. They are going to win the division.
Okay.
And I don't think they're an easy out. This is what, Trevor Lawrence's third year?
Yeah. Third year. Second year, if you don't count the Urban Meyer year. It's like a throwaway.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
It's an eye roll of the year. So
sure.
And the Texans, please. Like that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a team worse than Tampa Bay, the Texans. Like if you want to relegate two teams, the Bucks and the Texans, just relegate them. Let's get that team in London that they've been talking about putting over there. That'd be fine. I think there's a game in like Germany this year. Let's get a German team together.
Get a German team.
That'd be fine with me.
Rugby guys. I like it.
But the Texans are miserable. So Cinderella. What are my Jack? Look up some numbers for me real quick. What kind of value am I getting with Jacksonville winning the Super Bowl?
With Jacksonville winning the Super Bowl, you're probably getting very good odds here. It's probably gonna be somewhere in the I'm gonna say like 5,000 or something.
Let's go. Let's see. I'm just saying, do not sleep on this team. They will be in the playoffs. I doubt they will have a home field game, but this team is wily, and this team is so under the radar, but nobody is in their way of getting to the playoffs. And I love it.
You know, it's not as bad as you'd think. Plus 2,800 is what it is. Actually, your Dolphins are plus 2,100. They're favored more than Jacksonville. So, but yeah, 2,800. There you go. I mean, that would be incredible. Those are fantastic odds.
Put it down, man. Put it down.
All right.
This is going to be the Trevor Lawrence story. This is the movie that's going to be made. It's right here. Nobody's looking at him, Corey, and it's coming.
Their team is fascinating because there's not like their wide receivers are just like all clumped together. It's kind of value goes for them. Like there's not this like star, you know. Like I could see if they made a trade for Devontae Adams from the Raiders or something like that would, you know, what a target. And then, you know, their running back like Travis Etienne, good player, good runner, good catcher, you know, pass catcher, you know, but they're not like this all-star running back crowd there either. So it's interesting. I that would be crazy. And we have this on recording, so we will play it a million times if Jacksonville ends up in the Super Bowl.
When Jacksonville goes 2-15, we'll have another conversation. But they're young, they're hungry. I love it. Mark Brunell is smiling somewhere right now.
Oh, wily lefty. Get it, Mark. Okay. Love it. Here we go. Futures, baby.
All right. We're locking in for the futures. We're going to take one more break real quick. And then we're going to come back at you with week one of what's going down. Remember, we got 3 bets each of us are going to make. We've got a mega 16 parlay. And then Corey's going to tell you how to pay your mortgage, your rent, or your mama. We'll hit that right after the break. All right, we're back for our final section here in episode 1 of season 2 of Benjamin Bets. Just as a reminder, if you're unfamiliar with Benjamin Bets, we're betting money and we ain't keeping any of it. All of this money is going to charity. Next episode, we're going to have a lot of stats. We're going to look a little bit at last year, total up some things, let you know how much went there. The end of the season was not too kind to us, so sorry, charities. It was not too much, but we will hit that. We will hit that next week.
And Jared, what are we also avoiding this year?
I don't know.
The turkey trio.
Yes. When we hit November, I apologize if you're looking for that hot. Corey and I will be eating turkey, enjoying games, and not worrying about any bets that day because I ain't betting a dime on any team that plays on Thanksgiving. That just tanked our season.
It was the worst. We were doing so well, and then we spiraled after that. It was awful.
Got the yips, man. Couldn't make the throw to first. It was just the worst.
It was the worst. Yeah. So anyway.
All right, Corey, you kick us off this week. I'll kick us off next week. What are you doing? Do you like a spread? Do you like an over/under? You going money line? You getting wily? Where are we starting off here?
Yeah. I am starting off. We're going to ease into this year. We're just going to keep it simple and pick the spreads, at least on my side. So keep it easy. Okay, long season, marathon. I talked about this team earlier. In fact, I talked about all three of these teams earlier. Chicago Bears -1.5. Packers are at Chicago. I don't know if the Packers will understand what football is when they don't have a man named Brett Favre and a man named Aaron Rodgers under center. I think it's been 30 years. I mean, probably more. When did Favre start? 92 or something? Like, I almost for our entire lives that we have been alive, the Packers have had two quarterbacks. That's it.
That's
so
true.
they're gonna show up. They won't even know how to put their pants on right. It's gonna be weird. So the Bears, I think Fields, they come out strong in Chicago, home opener, -1.5. Like Chicago wins this by a field goal, easy, probably a little bit more than that.
Wow. Okay.
So
I like that a lot. I'm looking around. I think I may steal the Seahawks from you.
now I have to repick one.
I stay away. I'm looking at this. I'm like,
I got
-5.5 against the Rams. Okay, come on.
That's all right. I got a backup. You pick it. I got a backup.
No. I'm fine. I am fine. Here's where I'm at. I know I talked about the AFC East. I'm looking at Buffalo going to the Jets, and like a Jets have to take off quick, Corey, and then they come to a cruising altitude, right? Once they've hit 30,000 feet, but Jets get off to a quick start by nature. So if the line right now is the Jets are at home and you're giving me points, even though it's just 2.5. Come on, man. You really think Josh Allen and that crew of disgruntled wide receivers is rolling in there? They ain't ready for the juice, Corey. They ain't ready. They ain't ready.
Who's the juice? Is that Roger? I don't know who the juice is. Maybe they're all the juice. I'm with you. They're all the Dalvin Cook is the juice. So many juices.
Wait, hold on, I think I missed. What's the name of that big time defender they have?
The Jets have?
Yeah. Isn't his name like Juice or something? Like
Sauce
Gardner. Sauce Gardner. That's what I was thinking. It was Juice. I thought it was Juice Gardner. Let's cut back to that. They ain't ready for the sauce, Corey. They ain't ready for the sauce.
The Bills ain't ready for the sauce. Oh no, it's too good. Man.
I mean, let's look what the difference here is. Like, I'll even go money line. Like, you're getting -110, taking the 2.5. That's, I don't think it's going to be a 1-point game. I think it'll be more than 3. So give me Jets money line.
Straight up.
Yep.
Straight up win. I like it. Okay. Jets money line. Well, I'm just going to do this now because you already talked about it. So, yeah, 5.5 seems silly to me. In fact, it's blasphemy, Jared. It's a slap in the face. This is only 5.5 at Seattle. There's probably a time where this would have been 12.5, and that would have been appropriate. I think the Rams show up. They are still looking at their Super Bowl rings from 2 years ago. Like that's where their heads are at. They're not in this game. The Rams organization sold their souls for that championship, and now they have nothing left. I think Seattle is rearing, and I think this is a blowout. 21 points. I think it's just going to be a slaughter. But we'll take the 5.5 just to be gentle. You never know. I mean, no Cooper Kupp. I don't think he's playing. He had to see a specialist. That's never good. A hamstrings, never good. I don't even know who else they have on their offense. Van Jefferson, is he going to catch passes? Like, I just think poor Matthew Stafford. 5.5 easy all day.
I'll stay away from the Seahawks as much as I can, but if you don't bet, I'm going to be tempted. I think there's somebody in Vegas who thinks that the game that I'm about to bet is taking place in December and not September, because they have Philly going into New England at -3.5. Like it's going to be some kind of snow game there right now. It's beautiful in that part of the country right now. That game's going to be what? That's a three. That's going to be a warm game, man. You got to be kidding me. Philly even plays in the snow if it wasn't the snow. You're telling me we're going to give Belichick all of this credit to where the line is only 3.5 against the defending NFC team that was in the Super Bowl last year against what was the Patriots record? Were they even over 500 last year?
No, I don't think so. I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't think so.
It's just disrespectful to the Eagles.
It is disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. Give me the Eagles. I'll see the 3.5 because I want the -115. I
like that.
I
love that. I think they've gotten confused. You're right, and I think they're like, oh yeah, okay, Tom Brady, sure, they're this is a 3.5, and then it's like, oh wait, hold on, this is a completely different Patriots team. The Eagles are balanced across the board. I mean, Bill Belichick, he is a good coach, but come on, man. Like, you and I could have won 6 Super Bowls with Tom Brady. So it's like, come on. Like, does he get that much credit in these games now? Yeah.
That's fine with me. Please keep giving them credits with 3.5 lines with what was the Eagles 14-3 or 13-4 last year? This is a joke.
It's a joke. I honestly, I did do like a double take there too. I thought that seems wild.
They missing a 1? Was it supposed to be 13.5? Like, what is happening?
I think it might have been 13.5. We need to lock it in.
Lock that in. Lock that in right now.
Yeah, lock it in right now. All right. I think I've scripted out this game in my head. Okay. The team I'm going to pick is -4.5. I think gets out to a very big lead. Call it 24 points, something like that. And then middle of the third quarter happens. Rookie quarterback storms this team back. Touchdown, rushing yards. They'll be down 7. And he's driving to tie the game, and he'll get to the 1-yard line, and he will get stuffed at the end, and it'll be heartbreaking to see Richardson not stuff it. But give me Jacksonville -4.5. I think they hold on. They win by 7. I think it'll be entertaining. I think they'll be big, and then Richardson comes back, and then they'll lose by 7. So give me Jacksonville -4.5 in Indy. They don't have a home field. You're going to let Trevor Lawrence throw the ball on turf. I think you're out of your mind. That game gets out of hand, but there will be garbage points. So I don't think we go crazy on. I thought about mortgage on this. I think we take a breath. I think it'll be an entertaining game, but give me Jacksonville -4.5 right there.
That was my last one, so I will pivot.
Oh, okay. I am so sorry. I give you a minute to find something else that you might like more than that.
Well, I'm looking through what we have, and I like what we have so far. We have the Monday night game. I love a Monday night game. I love going in 5-0 to Monday night and having some intrigue and a reason to watch a game. I'm tempted to pick Sunday Night Football, but that game just has trap written all over it in my mind. So listen, I think this may be the riskiest bet of the week, and I want to admit it, but I will be our first over/under of the year.
It's good.
Carolina at Atlanta. The under is set at 39.5 right now.
Oh my gosh.
39.5. Because if you went to Atlanta or if you went to Charlotte and asked anybody who the starting quarterback was, nobody could answer that question for either team.
Sure.
Even though they had a first pick of the draft. It's fine. It's fine. But I don't see points here score. Corey, I don't see them. Where are the points coming from? Carolina traded their best receiver. Atlanta has a really great tight end, but Ridley's not there anymore. Like, Where are the points? You're telling me Bijan Robinson is gonna put up 3 touchdowns? He was a top 10 fantasy rank. That is, I don't know. Everybody in our draft was like, I don't want to pick him. I don't want to pick him.
Everyone avoided him.
No, nobody was picking B. So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, yes, 39.5 is low, but this game ends 17-14. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm with you. So you're banking on the defenses are just more up to speed than these rookie quarterbacks.
Yes.
This
has stalemate written all over it. Now the risk here is, okay, well, technically the Jacksonville-Indy game will be going on the same time, so I won't have to like solely bear the brunt of like, oh crap, this is a shootout. If this goes down,
you won't take the heat there.
I won't take the heat there. But I do think it's interesting. There's just too much. I want to bet Thursday's game, but Chris Jones, will he sign a deal? Like you said, Kelsey's hurt. I don't like Thursday and I don't like Sunday night, so that's why I'm taking the under in Carolina, Atlanta.
I love it. I think that's wise. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Oh yes, we've got to make I was like, that's it, and then
no.
We
got one more thing, baby. Brought to you by Sonic, being our sponsor tonight. Sonic, for the Make the Mortgage Bet. For the folks that didn't follow along with us last year, we teased this. Get it to plus 100. Okay. The reason behind that is you get your money in, you get your money out. We're not trying to be greedy. We are just making your what?
Making the mortgage, Corey. We're making the mortgage.
Make your mortgage. We want your wives happy, your husband's happy, your grandpappy, your dog. You need a house to live in. We talked earlier, maybe it's his rent, maybe it's your property taxes you got to pay, whatever. But this is solid. You can put your money here. On Monday, you can take your withdrawal, and you're good. Put it towards the mortgage.
Love it.
Okay? We're going to the dumpster fire first. I mentioned this team. I just think they're going to be the worst in the NFL. I know you mentioned Houston, Tampa Bay. I do think they're going to be trash as well. But I just think the Raiders' schedule just says, slap me. Like, they are just not – they don't care. And they're playing at Denver. Again, I think they'll be better. I think the Broncos will be better this year. I'm not a believer in Russell Wilson. Never will I ever be again. But I do think he'll have a better year this year. They're at -4. The Broncos are. We're going to tease it down 4.5 points. So this is a pick-em. Denver Broncos plus a point or plus a half a point. Broncos just win. Just win at home against the Raiders. They're going to get this win. I give Devontae Adams 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. It won't matter. I think the Broncos will get that win. I think the home field alone gets that win for them. So that's first game. Second game, I will go Sunday night on you.
Oh,
we got them Cowboys, the New York Giants. Them Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Not. I give me the Giants. They're at plus 3.5. We're gonna tease that 4.5 points. Giants plus 8. That's ridiculous. The Cowboys get all the hype. They got worse this year. They got worse. I think the Giants are always going to be the Giants. I think this is a great first week game. I love a good Cowboys-Giants game. Maybe the Cowboys sneak a win out with the last-second field goal. I don't believe in Dak if these games get close. Plus 8, you're going to give us a touchdown and an extra point. Saquon's playing. Daniel Jones, I think, feels a little confident. Give me the Giants plus 8. I probably would take the Giants in an outright win here. But again, we're making your mortgage. We're not getting crazy.
Not getting crazy.
Yeah. No. You don't need a beach house yet.
No.
Just Giants. So to recap, your mortgage, you're going to tease these two teams. We're doing a parlay, and then when we tease it, we get some extra points. So Denver Broncos, you're going to tease 4.5 points. They're up plus a point or a half a point, so to pick them. And then you get the Giants at plus 8. That's your parlay right there. We're going to put $30 down on it. You put whatever you need to on your mortgage. I don't know what you're paying every month. Put that down. You'll get it out, Jared. Easy. We're gonna start the season off with a nice dub.
And that's the point here, right? Like if Benjamin Betts is helping you pay your mortgage, now you've got some extra cash flow to help somebody else. And that's the heart of Benjamin Betts is charity, right? So let us help you pay your mortgage. And then maybe you go help somebody else out with that extra cash flow that you've got going on, you know? Maybe you've got a friend, maybe there's someone out there, a couple of bucks here and there. That's what we're here all about. But I'm gonna do a quick recap of just this week to make sure everybody's locked in. Okay. So my picks, Jared's picks this week were Carolina at Atlanta under 39.5 points. This is pretty much a college football game at this point. And it's just, these teams are building up, hopefully, for the future. We're also looking at our Monday night game. And we're saying the Jets, quick takeoff. They've got points with them. I said take them outright, as I believe what I said. Take the Jets in this first game. It'll make great content for the next episode of Hard Knocks. It'll be fantastic. It'll be fantastic. And then our last bet that we had locked in is Philly at New England. -3.5. Come on. There's no way that this is a field goal game. There's no, I know it's like the first game of the year and maybe the Eagles are shaking off the rust. That team is just stacked, man. It's just not, it's not even close. So that's what I'm locking in as my 3. Corey, tell us your 3 again real quick.
Yeah, real quick. Chicago Bears -1.5 points. Just give me a win by 3 there. Fields against the Green Bay Slackers. We'll take that dub right there. We got the boys up in the Northwest at home. This is the blasphemy, disrespectful game of the week. Can't believe it's only 5.5. So give us Seahawks -5.5 against the Rams. And then Jacksonville -4.5. They're going to be up big. Remember, they're going to be up real big. And then Richardson storms all the way back and gets stuffed at the 1-yard line, and they lose, but they will lose by 7. So -4.5 for Jacksonville. And then Jared, pay your mortgage. That's all you got to do. We got the parlay here. We got your Broncos at +0.5 point against the lowly Raiders, and then your Giants smacking around them Cowboys. But just in case they don't, +8 for the Giants. So
+8.
tease
Little
that
wiggle
together.
room. Little wiggle room.
Little wiggle room, just in case Dak gets lucky.
So that's it. So we're going to lock all that away. $10 on each of the first 6 bets, another 10 at a 6-team parlay, which we put our bets together for that, and then $30 there at the end. Wraps us up. That's a Benjamin on this week, hence our name, Benjamin Bets. And then we will throw some other monies that we'll talk about more totals at what we talked about with our NCAA and NFL futures. But that's really going to wrap us up for week 1. I was so excited this past week just to have college football on in the background. I'm super excited to have NFL on in addition to, I'm not going to lie, I have some Pokemon on in the background. This week with the first regional tournament of the year. Got to see what everybody's running. So I feel good about that. And then we're locked in, man. We will be talking League of Legends Worlds coming up here pretty quick.
Yep. It's coming up.
It's coming up very quick. Had some surprise finishes. Really don't think it's going to change anything. Bet Korea, bet China.
Well, and Jared, we finally have a solid place to place our esports bets now, so we can really track.
We really can.
These, so that'll be exciting.
I'm ready to go.
Before we leave, do you know what our parlay would win us right now?
Oh, let us know.
Do you know?
$10 wins us what, Corey?
$10 wins us 527 fatties right here. Let's go. Plus 5,200 on those 6 games. That feels good.
Beautiful.
Feels
We lost what, 180 last year, 18 weeks.
We did, but man, we were close on like 3 or 4 of those weeks. I think we went 5-1.
Yeah, we had a couple of 5-1 weeks. Yeah,
there were a couple 5-1 weeks. So, and I think actually week 1 was one of them last year. If I don't want to jinx us, but I think we did have.
It was we came out of the gate strong. So the name of the game is, like you said, avoid Turkey Day. let it play out. That's a day of indulgence for us and not our bets. And then we move on.
Then we move on. Love it.
Well, that's going to wrap us up here for Benjamin Bets. It feels so good. So good to be talking bets for charity with you, sir. It warms my soul. It really does.
It was a long, depressing summer, and now we can come out of our hiding place. Let's get it done, baby. Let's play some football.
Let's get it done. Hit the Benjamin Bets music. We out till next week.
It's all about the numbers, baby.
Yeah. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.